Because there is no sense of urgency. And if there is no sense of urgency, there is no change which will position you in the right direction. The managers and employees get a message from the top, from the peers, from outsiders, from the clients. Oh, a big bank is the best bank. And we all feel very smug. We feel very happy. And there's no pressure on us to make any change. To counter, this is. But as somebody said, you cannot win the wars or the battles of 21st century with the arms and ammunition of the 19th century. Same goes for the companies who are complacent and smart. And they are saying, oh, we have been so successful in the past. We have increased our market share. There's no visible crisis we are facing at this moment. Our capital adequacy ratio is good. Our non-performing loans are good. Our performance standards have just been, completely overhauled after privatization. We don't need any new performance standards to measure. And they never go back and ask for feedback from external constituencies because they don't feel like that. So that's your first error or lack of transformation and demise, possible demise of corporations in the future. Which are the top 10 banks today as compared to the top 10 banks in 2001? Can anybody tell me?
Private sector banks as compared?
Not in Pakistan, globally.
There used to be Japanese banks.
They used to be the US and Japanese banks. They are all gone. Which are the top 10 banks? The Chinese banks. The ICBC of China is now #1. Bank of China, Agriculture Bank of China, Bank of Communications. There is no Mitsubishi. There is no Sumitomo. There is no Bank of America. I mean, only JP Morgan, I think, is surviving. Just 10 years ago. These were the banks which were ruling the whole world. And imagine if the US Treasury had not come to the rescue of the American banks or the British banks, where would they be? They would be completely decimated. So what was happening is smugness, is complacency. We are to the top. My ranking is #1. Why should I care? Second error is failing to create a sufficiently powerful guiding coalition. That means some people think that they have all the wisdom in the world and their word actually prevails. So I am Mr. know-it-all. And whatever I say should go. And everybody should fall in line. That, I think, is a no-no. However bright, important, well accomplished you may be in an organization, you have to carry everybody along. That means there should be a powerful coalition. You don't need a John Reed who says to the Citibank, now I don't feel that I can carry on after the acquisition by the Travelers Insurance, and a new group of investment bankers comes in and completely demolishes whatever the Citibank was doing, because this was one man who came out and said, this is the way Citibank should be done. It's 100 countries presence. They never consulted anybody. They never talked to anybody. And they had a model, which was completely alien to the culture of, there was no guiding coalition. There was nobody around, the new leadership which could relate. So unless you have convinced your people who are working and you establish a guiding coalition, you're never going to go anyplace. And you will just get into trouble sooner than later. Now, some leaders, and you must have seen all of you in your work, form committees. And they said, this committee is going to be responsible for all the changes. And then they forget about it. So this is the second aspect. One is Mr. Know-it-all. Second model is that I want to delegate this to the committees. They never bother to ask the committees what the outcome of their deliberations have been. So delegation is good, but abdication is not right. So there's a difference between delegation of powers and abdication of powers. So those who completely abdicate their powers, never even ask what the committees are doing, are also doomed to failure. So you have two extreme models where you are either driven by the ego of one individual, or you're doing it through the committees where you do not provide the leadership. The third error, according to John Potter, is never estimate the power of vision. Now, a lot of you, I'm sure, are very cynic person. Like most Pakistanis are very negative and very cynical. And I don't think this group would be in any exception. So, if you are cynical and you are always very much looking for finding faults, you will say, "Ye kya hai vision statement or mission statement or strategy? ये तो सारे दिखावे की बातें हैं, ये सिर्फ कागजी कार्रवाई है." Now, if you have that kind of view or the belief, then you are doomed to failure right away. Because vision actually brings the whole organization around a common shared